Hello everyone, and welcome to N of our MX. It's going to be the first race of 2 for the penultimate week for the HRL MegaMix series. So, of the regular season, I should say. We do have the grand finals as well, but for the regular season, 2 more weeks to go, including this one. MX Night starting off with this track. Well, MX Night for Gooses, rather. We already did Iron Hog way earlier in the season. So starting off with this one, we're going to have one other track later, and not as crazy of a format as the Iron Hog one, going back to the normal format for 2 race nights for this one. So not the crazy endurance format that everybody had to endure at Iron Hog. So a little bit different in that regard. Let's go through the gate here. We're going to have left to right Canby, Atlantic returning this week. Then we have Elite, Armada, Coupe, Hunter, Opix. And then in the next gate we have Soul, Luke, Roman, Vulcan, Turkey making an appearance this week as well. Slaunch and Detail running at the gate. Going to drop very shortly. 13 laps on this track. One thing I'll go through before we start is this track does have a joker. The drivers are going to have to take 2 jokers throughout the race, except for on the first lap because, well, I mean, yeah, that might cause problems. So there's the joker. The finish line is over there. So yeah, 2 jokers, just not on the first lap. 13 laps. And wait for the gate to drop. Some Goose MX action for the first time this season. Green flag. Oh, Hunter had the jump and then gave it up. Soul gets absolutely bopped out off the start. I don't know how that happened exactly. A few drivers going down. Early on, your top 5, Slaunch gets out with the whole shot. Detail second. Turkey, whoa, Turkey third. Had to watch out for Vulcan there on the inside. Vulcan now up to third. Turkey fourth, and Armada running out your top 5 early on. Armada with a pretty good MX start. Ooh, Roman going down as well. Soul, was that Soul going down again? Yep. Can be. Jesus. These guys can't get it going at the back here. Oh my. I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's happening, but they're struggling early on. And a big lead early on for Slaunch. Vulcan actually competing for this spot with Detail, but can he hold it around that outside? Looks like he's actually going to. Vulcan making an early bid for second. Turkey still in fourth. Armada still holding on to an early top 5. Past the waterfall. Slaunch with a really nice lead. Detail getting around Vulcan there. Back to second. Couple drivers in the back. That's not surprising. Going for their jokers early on. Not surprising because, I mean, they're already back there anyway. So not losing out on too much. They all had pretty rough starts. Oh, getting pretty close there between, that was Hunter and Armada. Tight 3-way battle there. Armada down the middle. He's doing a good job keeping it up there pretty early on. Roman down again. So I want to say with some pretty good pace in the heat race, but just not able to get it up front early on here, which, I mean, that can happen in these races. The start is very important. Not everything, but it can be everything. Definitely makes these Supercross and motocross races a lot easier if you can get out with the whole shot. There is plenty of time to make up some time and get up the front of the pack, but depending on how close the pace is, depending on how tricky of a track it is, I think that was Vulcan going for his first joker right there. That can really cheese things. Oh! Want to get him with the column cheese. Oh, and Hunter with the gopher. Hunter and Luke down. I think Vulcan almost... Oh, Vulcan riding the inside there. Interesting. Now going for the inside of Hunter and Armada. This would be big spots for Vulcan because he did take that early joker. If he could not get held up too much by them, I mean, that'd be really nice for him. And Hunter going to case that outside. Roman and Luke going to maybe shoot by. Roman for sure. Yeah, that's pretty big for Vulcan, taking those spots like relatively easy. He did have a pretty nice starting position, too, so that's looking pretty good for him. Oh, gap between Slaunch and Detail getting really close. Oh, potentially a move here, maybe? Oh, what the? Hello? That was a big freeze. What the hell? That was weird. Not internet or Twitch or anything, just so anyone knows. That was the game. Weird. Close battles over the finish and under the finish. We've got a close battle for the lead. Let's take a look. Detail, we saw him inching closer to Slaunch. Now right behind him. See how Slaunch can defend this. Both opting for that inside there. And Slaunch, interestingly, going for the inside here as well. I think the balance here is that inside. Oh, he gets the run off. It does get the exit speed, to be fair. I do think the outside's a bit faster, but it is a bit riskier as well. It's a little bit easier to cheese the outside, and when you do, you can lose quite a bit of that time that you gain when you hit it properly. So definitely some risk versus reward there, and early on in the race, it looks like Slaunch going for that inside. Siding with the consistency. Oh, Detail going for a shot out of that inside rut, but not quite able to keep it going. Almost. Got pretty intense there for a moment. Very close in the mid-pack there, too. Good battles all throughout. Slaunch going a little wide. Detail sticking it deep inside. Lamau side by side going to the whoops. And this could be the pass here. Slaunch defending it pretty hard. Battles over the finish as we have the battle under the finish as well. Oh, that's pretty sick. Pretty sick shot there. Those double battle action going on. Slaunch doing a good job holding on so far. Detail going to switch it up. Decides to go for something different if he wants to make the pass. Slaunch still going for that inside. I like it. Choosing for the consistency. And does he beat him there? Oh, not quite this time. But Slaunch, if he can hold on to this right side, if he can just hold on to it, he will beat Detail up the hill eventually. And so far, he's doing it. He might force Detail, unless Detail wants to force the issue to the inside, double up on it. He is going to do that. There's going to be room for it as well. Oh, Slaunch with the run on the berm. The exit. Going for the right. This is a really nice battle so far. So trying to get that inside nice and clean. Doing a good job at that. Slaunch following close behind and finally conceding the position there. Turkey we just saw in third. He's got a big gap. Luke in fourth, and I think Roman fifth currently. But yeah, Turkey's got a massive gap for that spot. Nice shots here. Slaunch with a good run. On the inside, a big shot to the inside. Can he beat him there? He's going to. Oh, getting close. And this might work out pretty well for Slaunch because he likes this next inside anyways. It would be sus if he liked running that outside. But with his preferred line, I mean, that's fine for him anyways. Wow. Fitting on that next inside as well, but losing a little bit in the exit. Slaunch going for the safer line, but doing a really good job keeping it competitive. And, oh my god. Oh no, a slight mistake for Slaunch. Oh man, he was keeping the battle going so well, and then just a major shot over that roller that you gotta be pretty slow there. You gotta be pretty slow. You can overjump it, but if you overjump it, it's gonna mess up your climb up the hill eventually, so definitely want to have the slow run over that one, and a little too fast there. I was thinking he'd maybe go for a Joker, but not going to. That separates the battle. Unfortunate, because that was a pretty good lead battle that we saw for a while there. Turkey, as you can see, has a really nice gap on Luke and Roman. They're all kind of separate for third, fourth, fifth right now. And then Soul's going to go for a Joker there. But yeah, Soul, pretty good pace in the heat race. Rough start here, but he's starting to work his way back towards the front. Oh my god. Ramda with the major send. Wow. A little too hard. I think that was intentional. I think he was going for the Joker, but he got in a little too hot. Thought he could just full send it to the Joker, and just a little too hard right there. And that would have been pretty sweet if he was able to make it stick. I am curious where someone like Vulcan, who's in here somewhere, we got the two white guys next to each other, Lamau. Opix is in front, Vulcan's behind him right now, that's what we're looking at. But yeah, Vulcan, I want to say, did his Jokers pretty early on, and a lot of those guys up front haven't. So I am curious how it'll work out, because Vulcan was running pretty far up there, but he also did elect to go for that super early Joker strategy. So, oh, look at this. Vulcan with a nice run on Opix, but he's not going to have the preferred line here. How does this work out? Oh, they're battling for it. Opix runs him wide, but he overjumps just a little bit. Just enough to still make the uphill, though. That's what's important. Oh, but Vulcan, that left lane, definitely least preferred there, and he gets the case. But I think Vulcan has the preferred line coming up after the finish. How is this going to work out? Vulcan does jump it a little bit. Opix gets the tires to the ground a little bit earlier. Goes back to the inside. Does he go for a big run in the whoops here? He just can't get it clean on the exit, so he's not going to be able to. It's almost a chance there. Not quite. Is this... My eyes deceived me. I don't know if there was some Joker action or not. But the lead battle is back on. I mean, either way, this is important. Let's see if Slunch can get back in front here. This would be pretty important for his race. Turkey's still just kind of in no man's land. 4th, 5th, that's kind of where those guys are working out right now. Gap's really starting to get strung out, as you'd expect. And this is the, pretty impressive that that's happening to this effect on this track, because this is the first race in the night, and I would say the easier one as well. Not that it's easy by any means, probably more in the intermediate category, but definitely a bit of a cleaner track, or rather a track that's easier to put cleaner laps in on consistently than the second track that you'll see later in the night. So if we're getting this strung out, we're at 8 laps, a little over halfway. I'm curious to see what next race will look like, if we'll get like lap traffic action. I mean, hell, we might even get lap traffic action in this one anyways, possibly. But yeah, I'm curious to see what that'll look like in the second race, because that track's a lot more difficult in my opinion, a lot more potential to make mistakes. So I'm curious to see how much bigger the gaps can get compared to this one. Yeah, first and second still keeping it pretty close. Yeah, Turkey is just in absolute no man's land right now. Roman now into 4th, Luke into 5th. I want to say, if I recall correctly, Turkey and Luke going for the first Joker that lap. So Roman taking the position on Luke and also gaining some ground on Turkey. Sol and Vulcan behind. Vulcan getting a decent gap on Opix now. He's been doing pretty well these MX races this season. Oh, Turkey. That's a big one. Saw Turkey. So I believe this is Turkey and Luke going for their final Joker and Roman going for his first. Just all happened to be doing it on the same lap. And that was a big mistake for Turkey. He had a massive gap on these guys. But with that mistake, I mean, he loses a lot of time. And now it's getting a little bit closer. So that being said, they are running out of time. There's only 4 laps to go. But that battle for the podium spot could be on, probably with Luke, because Roman does have another Joker to take here. And that is going to cost him quite a bit of time. He's in the middle of the battle right now, but if Roman wanted to compete for it, he'd probably want to be in front of this pack right now is where he'd want to be. But he's in the middle, so once he takes that final Joker, it's probably not going to work out very well for him. He's probably not going to be too close. I mean, yeah, take a look at this. It's definitely getting super gapped. It's pretty close for 3rd, though. I mean, still, that being said, even with the Joker cheese, it's getting pretty tight. They've 1-2 has a massive lead, though. As you can see there, Detail going for, I want to say second Joker if I had to guess. I'm not 100% sure. Oh, Slunch with a little bit of contact on the exit. That's unfortunate. Loses a little bit more time there. That being said, Slunch's top 2 is secure for sure. You'd have to do some crazy stuff for any of these guys in the top 5 to catch up. That start paid off super well. And, oh, Roman with the Joker exit. It was going to be pretty exciting with Sol and Vulcan there, but, oh, man. That's a brutal mistake for Roman. Wow, he loses a lot off of that, like 3 positions there. That is tough. It was looking like he was on for a clean top 5. Now will he even make the top 5? He may still. I don't know what the Joker sitch is in front of him. He may still make it, but, that definitely makes it look a little less clean, a little less likely. So, unfortunate for Roman there. Still a pretty big gap for Turkey. Coming on 2 to go. So I don't know if we'll see anything happen there for podium. It's looking like 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th are pretty gapped. Maybe 5th if the Jokers come in. Maybe 5th if the Jokers come in. That could be the spicy spot at this point. And speaking of which, This is Roman tracking down Opix here. And again, I don't know if Vulcan, like, I don't know if they have any jokers left to take. So, interesting. Hunter and Cam be pretty close as well. See them over there. Oh, they're both going for the outside. Let's see if any of these guys go for a joker. 2 to go. Let's see if they do it. No, but Opix does go wide. And Roman's going to get that inside. And this might be another point for him. And these points are big for both of them. I mean, Opix really just has to stay in front of Hunter mostly is what he's focused on at this point in the season, and that's what he's doing during this race, so he's probably chilling. But Roman battling, trying to get that 4th place spot in points over Soul, and he's got a massive mulligan disadvantage, and Roman's going to have to put in some really good performances and probably not only beat Soul in all the last races, but just like put in some good top 5s, probably get a podium or 2 in there as well with that mulligan disadvantage. Roman's had a really good season. A season that could overtake Soul in the points, but... Oh, Slaunch saved one for the last lap. There he goes for his last joker. White flag already. Leader's hitting it. But yeah, it's going to have to be pretty consistent for Roman if he wants to do that. Turkey and Luke, still a pretty big gap there. Not looking like anything's going to happen there. Soul looking solid. Vulcan. Roman is getting that pass on Opix. Can be in Armada now. I don't know what happened with Hunter. Oh, there he is. He's just got a big gap. Let's find him. Final lap. Already halfway through it. Detail looking to put another SMX win on the board in the season. This would be, I don't know how many. 5 in a row at this point. So this would be a pretty massive streak in this category. Dominating it so far. Well, I mean, I shouldn't say so far. I mean, this is the last fucking night. Throughout the whole season, basically. And gonna do it again. Gonna take another Moto win here. Crosses the line at first. Cross the finish. Where is Slaunch? There he is, taking that last lap. Joker taking second. Solid performance for him. That is Atlantic lap down. It's getting pretty close now for third. Luke has tracked it a little bit. See if we see any last lap magic here. Turkey trying to hold on to it. And it does get pretty close at the end, but Turkey will hold on for a podium. Taking one on the season. Big performance. Luke 4th and Soul will round out the top 5. That's big for him. Vulcan, the 6th, Roman, 7th, Opix 8th. All those guys really close with each other. Man, Roman, I think Roman did have top 5 potential. That wreck was brutal, man. Then we have Hunter. Looks like Camby got around Armada at the end there. Will he hold on to it? He will. Got pretty close between them, though. Elite coming across as well. And then here comes Coop. Where's Atlantic? Hit him with the onboard for his comeback race also, because I want to double up and make sure I'm good on these results. So Atlantic going to be rounding out the field one more time. Order in the first race. Detail, Slaunch, Turkey, Luke, Soul, Vulcan, Roman, Opix, Hunter, Camby, Armada, Elite, Coop, and Atlantic. That is your order. First race of the night here. One more time, getting that view of the field. That's the Detail and taking another Moto win this season. Going to try to go for another in the second race of the night, or could somebody else take that spot away from him? We'll have to wait and see. It's going to be Black Mountain Motocross, and yeah, that one's a little bit trickier than this one, so might see... not that this one wasn't spicy. There was definitely some spice. We might see even more on that one, I would say. Definitely more mistakes for sure. So going to move over to that one. See you guys there.